Hello. This camera looks a little grainy. Sorry guys, I'm gonna try to wipe the camera. It looks a little bit grainy. It's a little better. Hey everybody, it's your girl Diva Dubé. Just wanted to do a quick scope. Somebody's asleep in the back seat, so I have a moment. Otherwise, it's constant. Hi, Mert, 1860. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, so I have a quick moment only because there's someone asleep in the back seat. Normally, man, time is scarce when you have a little one running around all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about who's coming between you and bae. Back in the day we used to call it boo. Nowadays the term is babe or bae. So I was reminiscing with my mom a few days ago, and I was telling her, do you remember that time on Christmas Day that I actually got in trouble? Got a spanking and everything. What it was, my mom took in foster kids, and I had a foster brother who was always into mischief. And on Christmas Day, we were over my grandmother's house, and he had started something with me. I don't remember. It's been a long time ago, but because of him, I got in trouble, and I felt like I didn't even do anything. I didn't do anything. And a lot of times I was telling my mom that a lot of times that's what happens between you and your bae. Women, especially, and especially women who grew up without a father, or were abandoned, or were rejected or abused by their father, tend to do what's called displaced anger or displaced aggression. Displaced anger or displaced aggression. And so a lot of times it ends up showing up, their daddy issues ends up showing up in their relationship. So they are the ones who's coming between them and bae with their displaced anger. A lot of times, women will, their spouse or their significant other or their bae will do something, and not even realizing that the woman's daddy issues are showing up because of something that dad did when you were a little girl. So for example, let's say your dad was participated in criminal activity and ended up going to jail, or you saw your mom have to suffer because of that. Maybe she had to get a second job. Maybe she had to get assistance or something like that. In your relationships when you're older, a lot of times you will try to like really control with a tight fist the money, because you don't want to feel the helplessness that you felt when you were a little girl, watching your mom struggle with 2 jobs or something like that. So the spouse or the significant other doesn't know why you're angry because he made a bad money move, but a lot of it is because of what dad did. And so what you're basically doing is displacing the anger or displacing the aggression that you have towards your dad. You're really putting it on to your spouse. Another example, let's say, your dad didn't really validate you when you were young. And so because of that, you felt, unattractive or something like that. So fast forward to today in your relationships, if your bae doesn't tell you, how cute you look when you're going out, you're going to have an attitude for the rest of the day. And poor bae doesn't even know why you're mad. All he's trying to do is love you, and, you're mad at him because he didn't tell you how cute you were, because you weren't validated. Your looks weren't validated by your dad when you were a child. And so what you're doing is displacing your aggression, or displacing the anger that you felt towards your dad for not validating you, and you're placing it onto your significant other. Another example, let's say, your dad didn't live with you, but he was active in your life. He would come to pick you up and whatnot. If he missed appointments to pick you up, if he, was late for appointments to pick you up, chances are, if you fast forward to today in your relationships, you're going to be very, very time conscious. You're going to hate when someone is late. And it's almost going to be like, if your spouse is late for something, even if they call or, text you to tell you that they're going to be late or that they can't do something, you're almost going to take it personal. Even with a valid reason, you're still going to take it personal, because what you're doing is displacing those feelings that you have towards your dad, and you're placing it on your spouse. And the reason that we displace anger or aggression is because we have not completely healed from every incident of pain that our dads have caused. And so what needs to happen is that we need to, go back and completely heal, completely forgive of every single instance of pain that your dad caused. It's like, if you get a wound on your physical body, you have to clean the wound, and you have to address it. You have to basically address the wound, so that infection won't set in. And so what happens a lot of times with women who suffer rejection or abandonment from their dads, infection has basically set in those wounds because they have not completely healed or forgiven. And so that infection, the bitterness, the resentment, the, hatred of men, all the daddy issues, it basically becomes your personality. It becomes your personality. You guys ever met someone who just has a bitter personality all the time? Chances are it started with some type of rejection. And so what needs to happen for those of us who've suffered rejection or abandonment or abuse because of at the hand of our fathers, we have to go through a healing process, and we have to process the hurts, and basically start the healing process. We have to forgive. There's certain steps that you have to take in order to actually heal from those wounds when you're an adult. So that's it. I just was thinking about that, and thinking about how, a lot of times we get blamed for things. How does it feel when we get blamed for things that we didn't even do? So think about our significant others who get blamed for things that they didn't even do. All they're trying to do is just love you. They don't even know what's going on. They just think that they can't do anything right in your eyes. But basically, it's because you're displacing those feelings that you had towards your dad, and you're placing them upon your bae. So who's coming between you and your bae? You are coming between you and your bae. So you got to get healed. Ladies, it's so important. You got to get healed. Speaking of healed, this Monday, the 21st of November, I'm going to be doing a teaching on the very first thing that I had to do in order to start the healing process in my own life with my own personal daddy issues. So it's very important that you get healed, because, ladies, it affects everything that you do in your relationships. It affects every man that you choose. to be in relationship with. Daddy issues affects everything. And so it's important to get healed. So I'm going to be doing a teaching on the very first thing, the most important thing I had to do in order to start the healing process in my own life, from dealing with my own personal daddy issues. And so that's Monday, November 21st. It's going to be 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm in the Midwest of USA. And you can join in by web or by phone, but you have to register, only because space is very, very limited and it's filling up fast. So you have to register. Go to divadube.com. That's DEVADUBE.com to register. Nobody's going to spam you or anything. You just have to register because space is limited. Again, that's DEVADUBE.com, and it's going to be this coming Monday, the 21st of November, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching. And if you could please share this broadcast. There's definitely someone who needs this information. Share this broadcast, and then also don't forget to give me hearts. You can double tap your screen to give me hearts, and to share, just click on this guy right here in the lower corner to share the broadcast. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye. Thanks. I love you guys.